Example 4, graph each logarithmic function, give domain and range. So part A is f of x equals log base 3 of x plus 2. What you want to notice is that this is a shift, what is it, left 2? It's a shift left 2, okay? So otherwise, we're essentially just looking at a log base 3 of x. We're looking at a log base 3 of x that's shifted left 2. So let's think about the exponential version. I see a base 3, exponent y equals x. That's going to be a lot easier to make my points. So we're doing math on the y numbers, so -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 on the y numbers. You can pick whatever numbers you want. You don't have to pick these numbers. You can pick whatever you want, but let's check it out. Okay, so if I do 3 to the -2nd, we're going to flip it and square it, and that is what, 1/9? 3 to the -1st, flip it to the first power, that's 1/3. 3 to the 0 equals 1. 3 to the 1st is 3, and 3 to the 2nd is 9. Okay, so we have some points to graph. So I look at my x numbers and I see they're going to go from 0 to 9. And my y numbers are going from -2 to +2. But what you want to pay attention to is we're going to end up shifting it to the left 2. So give yourself some room over on the left side that you can shift it to the left by 2. Okay? So let's actually put some tick marks in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I know I'm going to have to shift left 2, so let's at least go to -2, -3, -4. All right, that's fine. So we know that's 5 and 10, 1, 2, -1, -2. All right, so we should be pretty good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to graph this. This is basically log base 3 of x, and then I'm going to shift it left 2. So we've got 1/9, -2, which is right here. And 1/3, -1, which is here. 1, 0, 3, 1, and 9, 2. Now the reason I put X's there instead of dots, no big deal. I just wanted to remind myself that that's not really the graph that I'm trying to draw. Okay, that's my parent function, and I have to remember that I'm shifting this thing to the left by 2. So what I have just drawn is log base 3 of x. I'm going to shift all those dots left 2. So this first one, shift it over, put a dot there. And shift over, put a dot there. And shift over, that's right on the tick mark. The other ones weren't on the tick mark. Left 2, dot. Left 2, dot. Okay, so we're going to have a vertical asymptote. Where's that vertical asymptote this time? At -2. And we're going to draw our line through, our curve through our dots. And we've got log base 3 of x plus 2. So the blue one is our actual answer. As for domain and range, okay, domain, if you squash that on the x-axis, we're going to cover everything to the right of -2. There's where that asymptote is, so it's -2 to infinity. The range is going to be all real numbers. So part B, let's pick up the pace a little bit. I see that it's going to be a shift up 2. Otherwise, we're looking at y equals log base 4 of x. So it's definitely going to be a base 4. And so if we make our table, 4 to the negative second, flip it and square it, that's 1/16. 4 to the negative first, flip it, that's 1/4. 4 to the 0 is 1, 4 to the first is 4, 4 to the second is 16. So I can draw that graph, but I keep in mind that I'm going to shift it up 2. So just when you draw it, you want to make sure and leave room to be able to shift it up 2. So my x-axis, I need to go to 16. So I'm gonna go by 5s. So 5, 10, 15, 20. My y-axis, normally I would just go up to 2, but since I know I'm going to have to shift up 2, I'll go ahead and go up to 4 here. So it does take a little bit of planning. So when we graph those points, 1/16 comma negative 2 is basically right next to 0, and 1/4 comma negative 1 is still really close to 0. 1, 0 is about right here. You got to eyeball it. 4, 1, and 16 comma 2, about right there. And so you can draw this in. I draw it dotted because that's really not what I'm looking for. Log base 4 of x. So we're going to want to shift everything up 2. So just take each of these dots and go up 2. And take this one and go up 2. And then up 2. Oh wait, I think I did up 3. Up 2 would have been right here, and then the third one up 2 is right there. And then the fourth one up 2 is right there. And then the last one up 2 is right there. Okay, there we go. So we're going to have a vertical asymptote at 0. And we've got our curve log base 4 of x plus 2. The domain starts at 0, so from 0 to infinity, and the range is negative infinity to positive infinity, all real numbers. Example 4, graph another logarithmic function. Give domain and range. So you should notice it looks like we're going to have some sort of shift right 3 and up 2. So without the shifting, the function would look like y equals log base 2 of x. So that's the parent function without the shifting. So let's look at a table. And actually, I guess we want to convert to exponential form. It's a base 2 with an exponent y equals x. We want to put it in exponential so we can see where to plug the y. So negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And if you plug those numbers in, you'd have 2 to the negative second power. Flip it and square it is going to be 1/4. 2 to the negative first power. Flip it to the first power, that's 1/2. 2 to the 0 is 1. 2 to the first is 2. 2 to the second is 4. So let's graph that first of all. And keep in mind you're going to shift to the right 3 and up 2. So you want to kind of plan out your graph. Make sure you have enough room that you can shift right 3 and up 2. But you also look at your x numbers and your y numbers. Without the shifting, your x numbers need to go up to 4 or 5. So I'm going to do tick marks and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. but I'm going to save room that I can shift to the right by 3. So you can go up to 10 if you want. We don't need to go that high. Normally I would just do 1 and 2, but keep in mind we are still going to shift up 2, so we would need to go up to probably 4 or higher if you'd like. So the parent function is 1/4 comma -2. It's going to be a point right there. And 1/2 comma -1, 1 0, 2 1, 4 2. So let's draw that line through. Going to look something like that. So let's do the shifting. And the shifting, we're going to go right, take each of those blue X's and go right 3 and up 2. So the first blue X, right 1, 2, 3, and up 2 is going to be about right there. The next X, we're going to go right 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2. Next one, 1, 2, 3, and up 2. 1, 2, 3, and up 2. 1, 2, 3, and up 2. So it doesn't look awesome because my tick marks aren't very well spaced, but that's what we're going to have. It doesn't stop there though. It continues on because, and maybe I should have drawn this first, but you should understand and remember there's going to be a vertical asymptote, but that asymptote has been shifted to the right by 3. The vertical asymptote is at x equals 3 this time. Okay, so the answer is my green graph. That's what I was trying to graph, log base 3 of x minus 3 plus 2. Don't forget the domain and the range. The domain is going to start at 3 and go to infinity. The range is going to be all real numbers.